Donald Trump is not a man who fades quietly into the background. From the moment he steps out of one of his ornate residences or glides down the stairs of his private jet, there's a sense that every movement is equal parts performance and power play. His life has always been about scale: the biggest towers, the flashiest cars, the most talked about properties, the most heavily protected entrances. Whether you view him as a master businessman or a master showman, there's no denying that he has turned his name into an empire recognized around the world. And behind that name is a fortune that has been estimated, debated, contested, and mythologized more than perhaps any other in American history. Depending on who you ask, Donald Trump is worth anywhere from the mid-$5 billion range to figures that creep higher toward the numbers he personally claims. Numbers that, in typical Trump style, seem to change with the day, the market, or his mood. In 2015, before he announced his run for president, he famously released a one-page financial statement asserting a net worth of $8.7 billion. Forbes called it closer to $4.1 billion. Bloomberg's estimates put him higher than Forbes, often leaning towards $6 billion or more, with the vast majority coming from real estate. But numbers alone don't capture what Trump's fortune really looks like in daily life. His wealth isn't just in bank accounts and property values, it's in the way he lives. Take Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, a property so grand it could easily be mistaken for a royal palace. Built in the 1920s by serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post, the estate spans 17 acres and boasts 126 rooms, ornate ballrooms, sprawling gardens, and ocean views in nearly every direction. When Trump bought it in 1985, it wasn't just another trophy property. He transformed it into a private club that became a magnet for high society and power brokers. Marble floors, gold leaf accents, and towering ceilings create the kind of setting where it feels unnatural to talk about anything less than billion-dollar deals. The agreement he signed with Palm Beach in the 1990s, limiting his ability to live there year-round, became a source of quiet controversy when he officially made Mar-a-Lago his primary residence in 2019. But agreements aside, Trump has always treated Mar-a-Lago like a personal crown jewel, a mix of business and pleasure, where politics, celebrity, and luxury blur together. Before his move to Florida, Trump's home was the penthouse atop Trump Tower in Manhattan. Designed with Louis XIV-style opulence, the 11,000-square-foot residence was a temple to excess. Gold-trimmed furniture, marble finishes, crystal chandeliers, and ceiling frescoes that belonged in a Renaissance palace. Forbes once valued it at $64 million, but its real value might have been in the statement it made that Trump didn't just live in New York, he owned his own sky palace in the heart of it. And when it comes to transportation, Trump doesn't just travel, he arrives. His $100 million Boeing 757, nicknamed Trump Force One, is a flying fortress of indulgence. Gold-plated seatbelt buckles, leather seats, a private bedroom with a king-size bed, and an entertainment system that rivals any luxury home theater. This isn't a jet designed for getting from point A to point B. It's a jet designed to make sure point B knows you've arrived. Even the kitchen is equipped to serve gourmet meals at 30,000 feet. It carries only 43 passengers instead of the hundreds it could, because space, comfort, and exclusivity matter more than capacity. The plane doubles as a secure mobile command center, fitted with advanced communication systems and protective features that ensure both privacy and safety. But Trump's air fleet doesn't stop there. He's owned a Cessna Citation X, one of the fastest private jets in the world, and multiple Sikorsky S-76 helicopters. The helicopters, fitted with leather seating, mahogany paneling, and gold-plated accents, are as much about making a statement on arrival as they are about convenience. They allow Trump to bypass congested city traffic or make rapid, discreet trips with a level of mobility that even many billionaires don't match. The use of decoy helicopters for security purposes adds an element of espionage drama to his movements. In a cloud of rotors, no one knows which craft actually holds Trump. On the ground, his taste is just as extravagant. His car collection has included a Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, a vintage piece of automotive art, a Bentley Continental GT for speed and style, a Lamborghini Diablo for sheer showmanship, and even a custom 24-karat gold Orange County chopper motorcycle. Then there's the Cadillac limousine built to be a rolling fortress, complete with bulletproof armor, tinted windows for privacy, and a fully equipped communications setup. Even his SUV choices are fortified with bulletproof glass and reinforced panels, proving that his vehicles are as much about protection as they are about performance. And then there's the water. In the late 1980s, Trump purchased a yacht originally built for Saudi arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi, the 282-foot Nabila, which Trump renamed the Trump Princess. With a cost of over $35 million to build, the yacht was a floating palace. Onyx bathrooms, a hospital with an operating theater, a movie theater with an 800-film library, and a crew of more than 50. Trump had it refitted to his specifications, replacing leather, upgrading engines, and turning it into a mobile symbol of his empire. Docked in Atlantic City during the summer months, it was as much a marketing tool for his casino business as it was a pleasure craft. Of course, not all of Trump's wealth comes from real estate and luxury toys. He's long been a brand marketer, lending his name to everything from neckties to steaks to bottled water. Some ventures were unexpected hits. Trump branded hotels around the world, from Chicago to Waikiki, that leveraged his name for both cachet and higher booking rates. Others were brief experiments. Trump Vodka, which he promoted with the line "Success Distilled," fizzled in the US after only a few years, but found a surprising market in Russia. Trump Steaks, sold briefly through the sharper image, vanished after 2 months. Trump University ended in legal battles and settlements. The Apprentice television show, though not a product in the traditional sense, became one of his most profitable brand engines, paying him millions per season and introducing his persona to an entirely new global audience. When he was president, the pageantry only intensified. The White House, with its private theater, bowling alley, pudding green, and a full staff of chefs, butlers, and maintenance workers, offered comfort and convenience. Air Force One became his airborne headquarters, Marine One his shortcut over traffic, and Camp David a secluded retreat when he wanted privacy. True to a campaign promise, Trump donated his $400,000 annual salary to various federal departments and causes, including the National Park Service, STEM education, and efforts to combat the opioid crisis and COVID-19. Security has always been a non-negotiable part of Trump's world. The Secret Service's protection is a finely tuned operation involving motorcades of armored vehicles, decoy movements, encrypted communications, and advanced teams that sweep locations before he arrives. In the air, flight paths are meticulously planned with contingency routes and emergency landing sites. On the ground, safe houses are strategically located along travel routes, ready to shield him at a moment's notice. The price of this protection runs into the millions each year, a reminder that maintaining both luxury and safety is an expensive business. Imagine a day in Donald Trump's life, if only to understand what the machinery of his fortune actually looks like in motion. The sun comes up over Palm Beach, bathing Mar-a-Lago's Spanish-style towers in gold light that matches the trim on nearly every surface inside. Down the hallway from his private suite, the club is already stirring. Staff in crisp uniforms prepare breakfast tables on the patio overlooking the Atlantic, where guests who have paid dearly for the privilege of membership might catch a glimpse of the man himself. A convoy of gleaming SUVs waits beyond the gate, engines idling in quiet readiness. The drivers have the day's schedule memorized down to the minute. If he's traveling, the ritual shifts. A helicopter descends on the estate's lawn with a hum that grows into a steady roar, blades slicing the humid Florida air. This could be the real Sikorsky S-76 he'll take to the airport, or one of the decoys. It's a guessing game, and that's the point. At the airfield, Trump Force One gleams in the morning sun, the gold Trump lettering on its fuselage catching every ray. Inside, aides review briefing notes at the leather-clad conference table while the galley prepares his preferred meal. The pilot, already in contact with security and air traffic control, receives the go-ahead. Soon, the engines power up and the cabin fills with the faint vibration of takeoff. For a man like Trump, air travel is rarely about leisure. Meetings happen in the sky. Calls are made over secure lines. Deals are discussed at 30,000 feet, where the audience is captive and the world feels smaller. This has been true for decades. From the days he crisscrossed the East Coast visiting his casinos and construction projects, to the campaign trail where he treated airports like personal stages. But home isn't just Florida or New York. Few people realize that Trump's portfolio has included properties as far-flung as a vineyard in Virginia, complete with an 18-hole golf course, and a 39,000-square-foot mansion in Bedford, New York, known as Seven Springs. That estate sits on 230 acres and feels more like a private village than a single property. Seven Springs has seen everything from high-profile gatherings to quiet retreats, but it also serves as a strategic asset, a piece of real estate that can be leveraged, valued, and showcased when needed. In New Jersey, his Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster became a kind of summer White House during his presidency, hosting foreign leaders, political allies, and select guests. The lush greens and manicured fairways aren't just about golf. They're about building an environment where influence flows as freely as the champagne. Luxury for Trump has always been part theater, part leverage. In the 1980s and 90s, his name appeared on casinos like the Trump Taj Mahal and Trump Plaza in Atlantic City, not just as branding, but as stage sets for his larger-than-life persona. Inside every design choice, from the gold columns to the sweeping chandeliers, reinforced the message that entering a Trump property meant stepping into a world where money wasn't just spent, it was displayed. By the time the day winds down, Trump might be back at Mar-a-Lago, hosting dinner under crystal chandeliers, or in New York, surveying the skyline from the windows of Trump Tower, or he might be miles away on a golf course in Scotland, the Atlantic winds whipping over the greens while he discusses politics, business, or both. Wherever he is, the setting is never ordinary, the company never accidental, and the image never uncalculated. Donald Trump's wealth is not simply a figure on a financial statement. It is a living, moving network of properties, vehicles, people, and strategies that together form the reality he inhabits. A reality where privacy is guarded as fiercely as publicity is cultivated, where the gold-plated world he built is both a fortress and a stage. And whether you admire the empire or question its foundations, there's no denying it. Donald Trump has mastered the art of living large. If you enjoyed this inside look into the opulence, strategy, and sheer scale of Donald Trump's fortune, you're exactly the kind of viewer we welcome into the affluence influence community. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay with us as we uncover the lifestyles, fortunes, and secrets of the world's most powerful and wealthy. From billion-dollar yachts to private islands, from royal palaces to underground vaults, we're your front row seat to a world most will never see up close.